Hank Brennan comes out literally monotone. Hi, I'm breaking in, and He first comes out talking about firefighter Nuttall and how it was blizzard conditions and the fire truck was sliding all over the road. Nuttall at some point went up to Karen Reed and was like, what happened? And Karen Reed just looked at him and said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. And Karen Reed. Also, Nuttall says the reason why he didn't report it is because it was useless information. He said that the crime scene was a dark corner, and he says that Karen Reed drove forward, put her car in neutral, and then waited, and then reversed. He starts talking about Officer John O'Keefe, and you could see his mom, Peggy, in the background. She kind of has tissue, and like, I'm not going to talk bad about Officer John O'Keefe's mom. Talks about Officer John O'Keefe being a young local kid. Like, he was 46 at the time, and yes, he is a local, but the way that he talked about Officer John O'Keefe was like just trying to make it seem like he was just such an innocent little kid and not like a man. And I guess that he's just trying to get the sympathy of the jurors, but that was my take. He was basically saying that Officer John O'Keefe had such a great life until around 2020 when Karen Reed came in. He did say they had a great relationship up until 2022, and then it started to get volatile. Basically trying to set up how awful the relationship was. Said around 2022 that they started to argue a little bit more. Officer John O'Keefe actually asked her to leave his home and she wouldn't. He said that the more Officer John O'Keefe was pushing away Karen Reed was trying to reel him back in. They're gonna have cell phone data. Waze data is the most accurate data ever, and then the health data is accurate, you know, it moves and whatever. Talk about the temperature of the cell phone. He then starts talking about how Karen Reed had 7 vodka drinks in a couple hours. The data of Karen Reed's Lexus and cell phone data will give the jury everything that they need to know about the case. I'm gonna pause actually. So I'm reading my notes about everything and it just is like so jumpy, like it goes all over the place. And it's also very monotone and boring. The car was turned on, the location data follows them getting lost. He talks to Jen McCabe and she says something about it's near Bella's house. Like he's trying to set this up, but then just stops. She took a wrong turn, did a 3-point turn. The Lexus triggered data and the Waze data meets the car's data. I'm trying to just give you like the pinpoints of my notes and it's like jambalaya. The car doesn't move. 7 seconds later, he moves, he turns off his phone, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, I'm literally reading my notes and it's something interesting. He did say that is when Karen Reed called Jen, she's yelling, Jen, 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 John is dead. And she calls Carrie and says, John got hit by a plow, I think he's dead. He elaborates how dark, you could barely see a thing at the scene, yet she points out exactly where he is. Says that even his face is covered with snow when they find him and his phone temperature is at 40 to 50 degrees. Lift John and then the phone is at 30 degrees. What I also thought was funny, he was talking about collecting the evidence and he said that they put them in plastic containers. Red Solo cup. He says that the taillight had tons of pieces missing. He talked about Karen and her dad going back to John's house and going immediately upstairs and then leaving. He talks about like Schmurder being intentional and he starts to get to how he believes that it was intentional. She intended on hitting him. He says it comes down to science and data and all of this is facts and data. He says that they're gonna show videos of her campaigns and documentaries. These campaigns are words and prove her admission. He goes on and says that she says, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, and that's admission. And he ends it by showing a clip of Karen on one of her interviews of her saying, I don't think I hit him. Could I have clipped him? He didn't look mortally wounded. Follow the science and follow the data. Stay true to the evidence. I'll lead you to the truth. He's so boring. He said she was angry and she brought the fight back in the form of an SUV.